Welcome, Emmanuel, to your second DSC event and your first time here in Belgrade. You are a philosopher of AI. You are the co-director and co-founder of a Global AI Ethics Institute in Paris. You hold a PhD in political science from the Paris Institute of Political Studies, a lecturer in many world institutions, and a research member of many organizations. Could you tell us a bit more about your vast career and your expertise? And what motivated you to choose this direction of ethical AI?
Sure. Actually, I've had kind of a threefold kind of career. First of all, I was in the military. I've served in the French Air and Space Force for 27 years, something like that, where I actually started working on the on AI through the lethal autonomous weapon systems. Then I've also had my academic career as a research associate and faculty member in many places all around the world. And then also as an entrepreneur, because I'm now also a consultant in AI ethics with the firm Ethicien du Numérique Digital Ethicist, where I'm helping actually companies to implement ethics in their AI-related activities. What motivated me basically was when I was in the military. I had the chance to resume my studies, did my PhD first, a master's degree, where I've discovered ethics through the work of a friend of mine with Ariel Kolonomos. And I've started working on the ethical issues that are raised by the military domain, right? And then when I've moved back to the military after my master's degree, I've been asked to work on drones. And this is where I started slowly to enter into this world of technology, the use of drones, the use of AI for lethal autonomous weapons. And then at some point I've decided to just leave the military and do my own path through the academic world.
Your talk at the conference is how can we make the most of ethics applied to AI. So can you tell us a bit briefly about what is the main theme of your talk?
The main thing was basically that currently we are not really doing ethics. We are hearing about ethics applied to artificial intelligence a lot, right? But basically we are not doing ethics because ethics has been withdrawn from its bedrock, which is philosophy. Lots of people are talking about ethics without any kind of background in philosophy. The point is not to say that you have to dive into the complexity of philosophy, but you need this background, you need this experience, you need the knowledge about what philosophy is and the vast spectrum that it covers, right? Mostly what we're doing now is what I'm calling cosmetics, which is using the word of ethics without doing ethics. And basically what we're doing is we're using those words of ethics that are coming from the Western world, basically deontology. But when you look at the spectrum of the possibilities of the perspectives that are existing outside in this world in terms of ethics, we see that we only use a tiny part of it, right? And my concern is that this tiny part is used purposely to, let's say, lower the vigilance of the consumers and to make them consume something that might be problematic at some point. So I'm just calling for much more ethical consideration, ethical deliberation, and especially in public and private organizations.
And in your opinion, what is the main way to keep AI for applications for more humane purposes and to avoid using AI for more malicious, let's say?
If I'm cynical, I would say that there is no way to do that, right? Because we know that it will be used in malicious ways. So this is the way it will work, right? You will have positive benefits from AI and really bad benefits, right? What I would say, this is related to my talk yesterday, was we really need to develop our critical thinking about AI. We really need to ask ourselves, what is the kind of society we want to the future, right? Instead of just running after AI and running after regulations that would frame AI, I think we should take some time and think, okay, where are we going exactly, right? And what do we want to do? So that might be done only through education. But when you try to educate people, you need to have people that want to be educated. So this is where there are trade-offs to be made, right? And I think that as philosophers, for example, we have to explain to people what AI is, what the risks are, what the benefits might be, but also to ask those questions that are actually, for the moment, just put aside just because it goes against the interest of some stakeholders, right? So this is where I think that if we really want to make the most of ethics and artificial intelligence, at some point we need to talk and we have to have a strong and thorough debate on AI.
And we keep hearing in the news that AI might surpass us, that artificial intelligence is growing. These news that artificial intelligence models are creating smaller artificial intelligence models. So how can we manage an AI system that might be more intelligent than its creators? And will that actually ever be happen?
Yeah, that's also a kind of a really complex question. It's impossible to answer that in a few seconds, right? But what I would say first is that it is impossible, right? That might be impossible at some point, that might be impossible. And I would even ask, is it desirable to manage this kind of system? I do not already feel that we are managing those less intelligent systems that we have now, right? We're really highly dependent to those systems. But I don't think that we are in control. Then the second thing would be, going in philosophy, what does that mean to be more intelligent than human? Because we don't know what is intelligence, right? There are many, many definitions of intelligence, basically. So if we're not able to define intelligence, we're not able to define what is more intelligent than human. Plus, I would say that we are not all at the same level of intelligence. We are always speaking like human beings are all intelligent. Doesn't make sense, right? If you talk with people around you, you will see that we have different level of intelligence. We have different spectrum of intelligence, right? So more intelligent than us, I think maybe there are already systems that are more intelligent than some people, right? So I would say that we will not be able to manage them. And I'm asking, is that desirable? Is that something that we have to think about? Maybe the next generation will be really happy to be totally dependent on AI. I don't know.
And thank you for that answer. It really is something to think about, especially your talks. And this is your second DSC event, and hopefully not the last. So what is your biggest takeaway from our conferences so far?
I would say two things. The first one is really specifically the talk that has been given by Luc Julia at the very beginning of the conference yesterday morning. That was just really refreshing, really astonishing. It has made a really brilliant point about the fact that there is no such thing as artificial intelligence, which actually is now feeding my own reflection on that. But at large, apart from the fact that I'm really amazed about the quality and the quantity of people that you've been able to gather during this conference, which is really, really crazy, is that I can see that there is a strong dynamic in artificial intelligence. Lots of people working in many, many fields, right? And that's something that is really important to me because mostly I'm focused on my ethical, perspective. And this is exactly the kind of event that is needed in order to just make people aware of what's going on in this field that is really, really large field. So this is exactly what I was talking about when it comes to debate and to inform people and to educate people. This is the kind of event that we all need.
Yeah. Thank you for your talk. Thank you for attending our conference. And I do hope that you enjoyed it so far.
Yeah.
And you keep enjoying. Thank you.
Welcome to Data Science Conference Europe. I'm Emmanuel Goffi. Let's change the world through data.